Good morning. This is your weekly crypto roundup. Firstly, sorry very much that I missed yesterday's news. I had a bit of a personal tragedy that I'm not going to go into. Needless to say, it wasn't good. But anyway, moving on. Right, Bitcoin is currently sat on 22,364, which is down 3.5%. We dropped below the 23,500, and we kind of said that if that happened, I expected it to dump all the way down to 21,500. So effectively, we did better than expected. Obviously, that's still not going to cheer many of you up, but it's leveled off for the moment, so I guess that's something. Ethereum's on 1,570, which is down 2.3%. This is figures for the week. BNB's on 290, which is down 3.6% for the week. All three were level for 24 hours, so it didn't seem worth mentioning. Yeah, look, there's four major things going on. Mt. Gox has started the liquidation of their BTC. ETH's Shanghai update is also coming this month, which has got people very tenderly eyeing up what could be a very large ETH sale as ETH gets unlocked. Now, the reality is, I don't think it will make much difference. I think the majority of people that were happy to lock Ethereum up will be happy to lock their profits up as well as their Ethereum up further. But the market will react to it regardless. It's scared. On top of that, you've got Voyager and Celsius liquidators dumping all their stuff. You know, not pretty, is it, at the end of the day? It is what it is. But the latest, greatest big boo-boo is Silvergate Bank. It's suffering badly. It's cancelled its exchange network, which a lot of the big exchanges were utilising. Most of those big guys now have moved over to Signature Bank, which is one of the only alternatives. But yes, these four big things all going on at exactly the same time is not pretty, but it is what it is. Best week performer was Maker, MKR, up 25.6%. EOS also had a very strong week, up 15.7%. The negatives, OP was down 19.6%, and WeMix dropped 17.3%. Overall, you know, it's a red week, but yeah, it is what it is. In news, we've seen Poor Swap, Shibarium, lovely. It's had a 665% rise this week, and it's over 2,102% up for the fortnight. Yeah, I mean, we knew we were going to see things like this. Elon said he's shifting interest from crypto to AI. Well, Elon is Elon. Who gives a fuck? It was pretty obvious because that's where you can make money at the minute, isn't it? AI. Still, it is what it is. There are a lot of rumours and, you know, supposable evidence that Bitfinex and Tether falsified documents to get bank accounts, etc., etc. Tether is venomously denying these things, but anyone who's ever tried to launch a crypto business understands how fucking hard it is to get bank accounts open for crypto businesses. There's very few banks that will touch them, and I would suspect that any falsifying that took place was just to get them through the door rather than actually putting anybody's money at risk as such. But obviously we'll have to watch and see what happens on that front. Warren Buffett's backed Neobank. Nubank it's launching its own crypto called Nucoin, which is going to be built on the Polygon network. At the minute, I can't see any official stuff for that on normal places. There is a new coin already in existence, which is an Australian-based company. It actually looks very promising, but not related to Warren Buffett's efforts. An SEC official has said that Binance US is operating an unregistered securities exchange. He did mention VGX specifically. The SEC have also left out a statement saying do not consider exchanges as safe custodians. Well, you shouldn't be anyway, should you? We all know these things. Not your keys, not your coins, blah, blah, blah. UK banks have again increased restrictions on buying crypto. Several banks stopping card payments altogether. Some stopping Visa payments. A lot of them limiting amounts that you can spend. To me, it's utter bollocks. How any bank has the right to tell you where you can or cannot spend your own fucking money is beyond me. They're not out to protect. It's got nothing to do with that. We're at the fucking bottom. Why bring these things in at the bottom when coinage can basically only go the one way? It's just crap. Uniswap has launched a mobile wallet. It's probably worth checking out just for, just to have a look at what they've done. And the Fed is saying that further rate increases are very likely ahead. So that's going to be pretty miserable. Let's have a look back across the rest of the week's news. News-wise, Launch Zone has managed to lose 700 grand to an exploit. Sad for them. The Solana outage took almost a full day to fix, which is disastrous for them. Texas regulators are fighting hard for whatever reason to stop Binance buying Voyager Digital's assets. Still claiming securities this and just kicking up a monstrous fuss. Humongous amounts of SHIB have been moved. The last time this amount moved, we saw a 10%, well, nearly 10% drop. To be warned. However, SHIB is still welcoming people to build now on Ethereum, which is really bullish news. So it's an odd time for them to get rid of a lot, but hey ho. Polygon Matic's expecting its ZK EVM environment to launch on March the 27th. We kind of expect a rally towards that. Montana Senate has managed to pass a bill to protect Bitcoin and crypto mining rights. So that's very bullish for crypto / Montana. Bitcoin mining difficulty itself is up almost 10%. This is just because more machines are coming online because of the recent rally. With TAC Global XTP, we are expecting the American launch very soon, and there's another big token burn coming also in coming weeks. There's other news apparently in inverted commas due as well, but that won't be released until the official feed because they are a listed company. Lido is now dominating the DeFi market. It's holding 75% of liquid staked Ethereum. Now this brings the TVL up to second place, only behind full dexes. It's basically pushed lending, which was the second biggest sector behind the dexes, down one. So that's a pretty impressive flip. Big two, obviously, Lido and Rocket Pool, both of those very bullish on. Good for them. And our dear friend Gary from the SEC has claimed every crypto except Bitcoin is a security. Now, dozens of crypto-based lawyers have been slamming this statement left, right and centre, but I guess only time will tell about the fallout, eh? Well, look, Monday's done. Look, you're free now. Put your head down and suffer the rest of the beginning of the week. Good luck and all that, and I will catch. Ethereum saw a successful rehearsal of their Shanghai upgrade, so that's looking good for them. Talking of Ethereum, non-custodial liquid staking newbie, shall we say, ether.fi. They've closed their fundraiser with 5.3 million raised. There is currently a deposit for rewards on their website, so it's definitely worth having a nose around their site and seeing what you think. Hopefully in days to come they will indeed be a front competitor for Rocket Pool and Lido. In other news, we have 3 Arrows NFTs. They're all about to be sold off by the liquider. This is going on at the same time. Voyager appears to be dumping its ETH, USDC and SHIB each week in the background. Also, Celsius is about to burn 11,500 wrapped Bitcoin. That went via Falcon X. Happened yesterday. Metacade, it's a gaming chain. It's getting a lot of decent support just lately. It's probably worth having a look into that one. I've seen a number of paid for news links, but there's also a fair bit of chit chat going on in various Telegram groups and so on and so forth, so worth watching. Vault Inu has released an alpha version of their NFT Battle Royale. I'm a big fan of the Battle Royale whole system, so it's going to be interesting. Algo Wallets, My Algo, it got hacked for 9.6 million. Ouchie. Not good for them. Gamium has surged 340% after making an announcement of a partnership with Meta and Telefonica. Factor DAO, which is an Arbitrum-based project, released its staking service, which was pretty hyped to say the least. This is despite a lot of crap that was going on Twitter, claiming that their code was just a copy of spool.fi. Factor basically said, look, it was bullet points in a presentation we liked that was copied, not any code, but irrelevant of that, it's open source code, so what exactly does copying code relate to any fucking way? Fair enough for them, I would say, to that front. Velodrome, which is a DEX for optimism, recorded all record level of fees made last week, so that's very good for them. The DCG reported a 1.1 billion loss over 2022. The digital currency group, they really did struggle last year, didn't they? Bless them. And Binance have denied using client funds. Forbes had released a press release claiming that they examined blockchain data and it showed that 1.8 billion of crypto that was supposed to be collateral for a BPEG of USDC, but yeah, being denied flat out by Binance, so I guess that fallout will come in a day or two and more information will be released. And Coinbase is due to delist BUSD. Well, no surprise there at this point, is there? Right, well, there you have it. Look. Right, news-wise, where do we sit? Well, Solana have said they're going to be making changes to their upgrade process in hope to improve their reliability and uptime. They honestly don't have a fucking clue what caused the big outage last weekend, but they believe it's probably something to do with half the validators being on one version and the other half being on another one. So if they can find a way to streamline that, I guess it's better. They need to do something, don't they? They can't keep going down. Their reputation of being super unreliable is not looking good for them. Move to a monster step N. I don't know if you want to class that as gamify. Maybe if you're a sadomasochist, it might count. They're going to release a new set of features very soon, so expect their price to move accordingly. France is set to introduce what looks on the surface to be very, very strict licensing laws for crypto firms. Yeah. It's going to take a while before they get these things right, isn't it? It's either going to be too strict or too lenient until they hone it in. At the other end of the coin, the UAE is creating a free trade zone for crypto companies, giving them preferential tax and regulations. So I guess it all goes all ways depending on where you are. Revolut, the banking system and card payment and etc. Their revenue went up by 33% in 2022. That's despite the crypto winter, but I'm not sure what percentage of their revenue is crypto related anyway, seeing as they were pretty huge before they even got involved with crypto. The head of Visa has come out and basically denied all the news reports saying that they were stopping and not doing crypto partnerships now. They fully intend to carry on, apparently. Yeah, not sure there. Very mixed signals coming. MasterCard have not said they've offered any denials, so who knows on that front. Conflux, which we saw pump massively a couple of weeks back, has raised 10 million from a DWF Labs in their token fund of raising. An ex-Goldman Sachs analyst has released a kill-to-earn zombie game on Immutable X. That one's called Undead Blocks. I mean, they got to start making these games fun to get proper adoption. Otherwise, you're just going to have farms of kids in undeveloped countries trying to earn their pennies. But hey-ho, it's all fun and games in a literal sense there. And Electronic Arts and Sony, ex-developers for both those companies, managed to get 13 million funding for what they're calling a digital universe called Avalon. Probably worth looking out for there. This is quite a fun one for you. A Texan house which had been tokenized has been listed for sale on Solana. But there's a first for you. Fucking great, isn't it? Treasure DAO accounted for 95% of transactions on the Arbitrum network. That's quite an interesting one, and possibly one for you to look into. Treasure DAO. Biden is apparently going to raise taxes. Coinbase has listed a Euro stablecoin, Euro C. The Fed could possibly increase interest rates up to almost 6%. That's according to the Bank of America. Yeah, ouchie. I saw an interesting article on I can't remember who it was now. Altcoin something or other. What were they called? I'll find them. Altcoin Buzz. Heavily pushing Celestia, Shardium and Myria. Probably worth looking into those. There is quite a bit of buzz around modular blockchains at the minute, saying that they could be a next big thing, so probably worth looking for. As far as the modular side of things is concerned, Myria, Rune, Fuel Labs, Layer Zero, all worth looking into there. What else did I have to say? One that particularly caught my eye on TMG's latest thing. One of his viewers mentioned MASQ, which looks very interesting. I'm going to be looking into them and waiting for TMG to say something on that front. I know I mention him a lot, but he's one of the few people who I actually watch, mainly because I agree with most of the things that he says, so it kind of falls in line with my views. And everyone wants personal reaffirmation, don't they? Guys, fair bit's been happening actually. Chili's has launched a $50 million incubator called Chili's Labs. It's also backed by Jump Crypto, so that's incredibly bullish for them. Puerto Rico has extended its 4% tax incentive for crypto companies, so that's all good if you're planning to launch one, where to launch it. Rumour has it that the Mt. Gox liquidators are going to start to sell their holdings this month. That could see a crash, couldn't it? We'll have to wait and see if they dump it or trickle it. I'm hoping for a trickle here. Coinbase's market share has risen from 40% to over 50%. So that just shows you one of the people that benefited from FTX's demise. You know, at least on that front. RBSwap, which was a swap based on the Arbitrum network, has rug pulled. It managed to rip users for over 100 grand. I mean, it's obviously a lot of money and a very painful amount for some people, but you know, compared to some of the £1 million hacks we've seen, it's IOST partners with Amazon Web Services. There's a big name partnership for you. It's planning to help integrate Web3 into their services. IOST hit 8.2 cents as an all-time high of its regular trading in the 21 bull market. When it launched, it did have an initial pump to 12.5 cents, but in either case, it's looking like quite a good buy at the minute. Solana is still struggling for DeFi usage. I think people have just been terrified by Solana's continued instability, and obviously its connections to FTX caused a major pullback. Hopefully those FTX issues will be left behind. Hopefully they'll get a grip and stabilize the network. It's got a bright future if they can just sort out these niggles, hasn't it? Thales, Thales, its staking protocol is deployed on the Arbitrum network. Polygon has launched a Web3 identification service called Polygon ID. This is powered by ZK Proofs. Very, very bullish for Polygon. That's great news. Convex Finance has 45% dominance over the Curve Finance governance. It's kind of an interesting, but I don't really see any major issues there, really. Magic Eden has launched a free Web3 gaming mint. I mean, this is obviously just a publicity thing. It's called Mint Madness. If you're into that and you're into Magic Eden, it's probably worth looking it up and doing the minting in this free period. Binance NFT has released an AI-powered NFT generator. In the first 2 hours, 10,000 mints were done, so it's being well utilised straight off the bank. Chainlink have released a new platform that's going to basically help Web3 projects connect to Web2 stuff. So that's quite big for them. Chainlink, long-term sort of favourites going back to the 2017, 2018 times. StoreJ, I've said it many times recently, I do think the storage options are going to be pretty good in this coming bull run, but they've developed a brand new scalable solution called StoreJ Next. Could push them ahead of some of the others perhaps. Robinhood Wallet has been released on iOS. The Android version will follow. No dates yet for that. And that Martini guy, everyone's big time YouTuber. I've mentioned him a few times on our show because what he says does impact the market. He's chosen Caps as his next 100 times altcoin. Now Caps has got quite a big market cap already, and a lot of people might be sort of saying, I'm not sure it can do it, but it's a very good system. There is a full video up by that Martini guy. Just search him up, you'll find it. He's gone into quite a lot of reasons why he thinks it's a good shout, and it would be amiss of me not to shout out to you guys regarding it as well. And there you go, that's it, that's where we are. Thank you for joining me on this Saturday. I guess it's fuck off and get drunk time. Slap subscribe, hit me up on the socials. Anything helps, any kind of comment helps.
All things crypto by a duck life. See you next time.